Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your forgotten change jar isn't just a cent, but a literal key to a life of absolute financial freedom. We often walk through our daily lives overlooking the mundane, never realizing that a monumental fortune could be resting in the palm of our hand. For the sophisticated collector and the ambitious dreamer alike, the year 1968 represents more than just a turning point in American history. It represents the birth of a modern legend. There is a specific breed of the 1968 Lincoln penny, one struck without a mint mark, that has transcended its humble origins to become a titan of the numismatic world. This is not just a hobby for the curious. This is a high-stakes hunt for a treasure that most people will blindly spend on a stick of gum, completely unaware that they are handing away a legacy. The fear of missing out is a powerful motivator, and in the world of rare coins, that fear is grounded in a very expensive reality. Every time you glance past a 1968 penny because it looks ordinary, you are potentially turning your back on a valuation that has recently soared to a staggering $743,000. Why is this happening now? Because the market for elite, high-grade American rarities is exploding as savvy investors look for tangible assets that appreciate faster than the stock market. You might wonder if you've already let one slip through your fingers at the grocery store last week, and honestly, that thought should keep you alert. But don't let the what-ifs paralyze you. Instead, let them fuel your resolve to become the one who finally spots the error that the rest of the world is too busy to notice. Before we dive into the microscopic details that separate a common coin from a six-figure masterpiece, ask yourself this. If you found $750,000 today, would you tell your boss you're retiring, or would you just buy the fastest car on the lot first? While you're debating that pleasant dilemma, remember that the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is currently the great white whale of the coin world. It is in such high demand that the world's most elite auction houses are practically begging for new specimens to hit the block. We are living in a golden age of discovery where technology allows us to identify these errors with surgical precision, and the urgency to find them has never been higher because the pool of circulating 1968 cents is shrinking every single day. The anatomy of a $743,000 masterpiece. To understand why a simple piece of copper is worth more than a luxury estate, we have to look at the perfect storm of history and human error. In 1968, the United States Mint was in a transitional phase, and while most pennies featured the S for San Francisco or the D for Denver, a select few emerged from the Philadelphia Mint with no mark at all. However, the true value lies in a specific ultra-rare structural anomaly, a doubling or a proof-like strike that was never intended for public hands. This isn't just about a missing letter. It's about a moment where the machinery of the U.S. government failed in the most profitable way possible. When you hold a 1968 penny, you are looking for a crispness of detail that defies the odds, a luster that glows like a sunset, and an error so distinct that it commands the respect of every professional grader in the country. Now, let's be real for a second. Have you ever spent 20 minutes looking for your glasses only to find them on top of your head? Identifying $1 million coin requires a bit more focus than that, but the reward is infinitely better than just being able to see the TV. The sophistication of this specific 1968 error lies in its subtlety. You aren't looking for a coin that's been run over by a truck. You are looking for a no-S variety that managed to escape the mint's quality control. Collectors are currently obsessed with this coin because it represents a closed door in history. The demand is so ferocious because the supply is essentially capped. Every time a high-grade 1968 no-mint mark penny is authenticated, the news sends shockwaves through the financial community, proving that the American dream is still very much alive and hidden in our pockets. The connection between these rare errors and wealth is not accidental. The elite 1% of the world doesn't just save money. They acquire assets that are irreplaceable. A 1968 Lincoln penny with the correct error profile is the ultimate Veblen good, an item that becomes more desirable as its price rises. As we look at the current market value of $743,000, we aren't just looking at a price tag, we are looking at a ticket to a different social strata. This coin is the bridge between your current life and a life defined by private jets, coastal villas, and the peace of mind that comes with true generational wealth. The market is screaming for these coins right now, and the prices are only trending upward because the big fish investors are terrified of losing out on the next big auction. Claiming your seat at the table as we bring this journey to its peak, It is time to realize that the opportunity to change your life is not a matter of luck, but a matter of execution. The $743,000 valuation isn't a theoretical number. It is a reflection of the cold, hard cash currently circulating in the high-end numismatic market. To claim this fortune, you must move with the authority of someone who knows exactly what they are looking for. You must inspect your 1968 cents with the eyes of a hawk and the heart of a lion. The urgency cannot be overstated. As more people become aware of this no-mint mark phenomenon, the competition will intensify. However, for those who are watching this right now, you have the analytical edge and the sophisticated knowledge to strike while the iron is hot. Think about the feeling of walking into a prestigious auction house, not as a spectator, but as the guest of honor who holds the most sought-after item in the room. That is the power of the 1968 Lincoln penny. It is a humble servant of commerce turned into a king of the collector's world. There is no room for weakness or hesitation in this pursuit. The market favors the bold and the informed. You are now part of an exclusive circle of individuals who understand that wealth is often hidden in plain sight. This isn't just about coins. It's about the thrill of the hunt and the undeniable satisfaction of winning the ultimate financial lottery through your own diligence and sharp eye for detail. The path to a wealthy lifestyle is often paved with small, copper steps. By connecting the dots between historical mint errors and modern-day market demand, you have positioned yourself to capitalize on a rare moment in economic history. The demand is at an all-time high, the valuation is record-breaking, and the coins are still out there, waiting to be discovered by someone with the vision to see their true worth. Take this knowledge, go through your collection with renewed vigor, and prepare yourself for the possibility that your life is about to change forever. The next 1968 penny you find could be the one that settles every debt and fulfills every dream you've ever had. Imagine, if you will, a treasure hidden in plain sight, a small copper disc that could transform your life overnight. We're not talking about ancient relics or pirates' gold. We're talking about something far more accessible, something that might even be lurking in your own coin jar right now. Today, we embark on a thrilling journey to uncover the mystery of the 1981 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, an error so rare, so coveted, that its market value has soared to an astonishing $753,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. This isn't just about collecting. It's about unlocking a potential fortune, about the thrill of discovery, and about seizing an opportunity that could pave your path to a life of unparalleled financial freedom. For decades, countless individuals have unknowingly held this unassuming penny, perhaps spending it on a pack of gum or leaving it forgotten in a drawer, completely unaware of the immense wealth it represents. What makes this particular penny so extraordinary? Why does it command such an astronomical price? The answer lies in a fascinating confluence of historical circumstance, minting anomalies, and the insatiable demand of elite numismatists. This isn't merely a coin. It's a testament to the imperfections of perfection, a tangible piece of history that slipped through the cracks of mass production, destined to become a legend. And the fear of having overlooked such a gem, or worse, of having spent it, is a powerful motivator, isn't it? But fear not, for today, you gain the knowledge to identify this elusive treasure. The year 1981 was a pivotal one in American coinage. With the Philadelphia Mint typically striking pennies without a mint mark and the Denver and San Francisco mints diligently adding their D or S respectively, a specific error occurred that year, creating a rarity that would send shockwaves through the collecting world. Due to an oversight, a small batch of pennies struck in Philadelphia in 1981 were intended to carry a mint mark, but somehow they emerged without one. This isn't just a simple missing letter. It signifies a distinct deviation from standard protocol, a numismatic whisper that grew into a resounding roar. It's like finding a single, blue diamond in a field of red ones, undeniably unique and incredibly valuable. Think about it. How often do such monumental errors occur in a system designed for precision? Rarely indeed, and that rarity is precisely what drives its value sky high. Now, let's talk about the specific characteristics you need to look for. While many 1981 pennies from Philadelphia naturally lack a mint mark, the key to identifying the seven-figure error lies in a microscopic detail. This isn't a treasure hunt for the faint of heart. It requires a keen eye and a discerning spirit. The error in question is not simply a missing P, as Philadelphia coins typically omit the P mint mark, but rather, it's about the die itself. The truly valuable 1981 no mint mark penny is a specific variety where a die intended for a different mint, or with a specific flaw, was mistakenly used at Philadelphia. The experts meticulously examine the strike quality, the alignment, and other subtle nuances that differentiate this error from a standard issue. It's akin to a detective solving a complex case, where every minute detail holds a clue. Are you ready to put on your detective hat? The excitement surrounding this coin is palpable within the numismatic community. Imagine the thrill of holding a piece of history that could literally change your life. The urgency to find this coin is real, as its value continues to appreciate, driven by a highly competitive market where collectors are eager to add this trophy to their portfolios. This isn't just about owning a coin. It's about owning a piece of a story, a rare misstep in the meticulous world of minting that resulted in an unexpected masterpiece. And frankly, who wouldn't want a masterpiece in their pocket? The demand is insatiable, with high-net-worth individuals and serious investors actively seeking to acquire these rarities, understanding their potential for significant returns. The market for these error coins is not only robust but consistently growing. We are witnessing a golden age for rare coin investments, where unique pieces like the 1981 no mint mark penny are not just holding their value but appreciating exponentially. This isn't a fleeting trend. It's a testament to the enduring allure of tangible assets and the thrill of collecting something truly extraordinary. Imagine the bragging rights, the legacy you could create, simply by recognizing the potential in a small copper disc. Your current financial situation could be transformed from comfortable to extraordinary, all because you took the time to understand the true value of what might be lying dormant in your possession. So, how do you verify if your 1981 penny is indeed this elusive treasure? It begins with a careful inspection under magnification. Look for any anomalies, any subtle differences that set it apart from its common counterparts. Once you've identified a potential candidate, the next crucial step is professional authentication. Reputable grading services, with their teams of seasoned experts, possess the knowledge and tools to definitively confirm the authenticity and grade of your coin. This isn't a DIY project for TikTok. This is a meticulous scientific process. Think of it as sending your potential lottery ticket to be officially validated. It's the gateway to unlocking its full monetary potential. The inspiration to seek out such treasures should resonate deeply within anyone aspiring to a wealthier lifestyle. This isn't merely about luck. It's about informed observation and decisive action. The story of the 1981 no mint mark penny serves as a powerful reminder that wealth can be found in the most unexpected places, often overlooked by the uninformed. This is your opportunity to transcend the ordinary, to tap into a market where passion meets profit, and where a single discovery can lead to generational wealth. Don't let this chance slip through your fingers like a common copper coin. This is an invitation to join the ranks of those who understand the true value of rarity. While many investments are subject to market fluctuations and unpredictable trends, rare coins, especially those with such a documented history of error and scarcity, tend to be incredibly resilient. They offer a tangible store of value, a hedge against economic uncertainties, and a source of immense personal satisfaction. The thrill of the hunt, the excitement of discovery, and the immense financial reward. It's a trifecta that few other investments can offer. So, are you ready to stop speculating and start solidifying your financial future with a tangible asset that is proven to hold and grow its value? The 1981 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of untapped potential, a testament to the power of a keen eye, and a direct path to an affluent lifestyle. The market value of $753,000 isn't just a number. It's a gateway to dreams realized, to financial security, and to the exciting world of elite coin collecting. The urgency to find this coin is now, as its value continues to escalate, driven by an eager market. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Start your search today. Examine your change, delve into those forgotten jars, and perhaps, just perhaps, you'll uncover the hidden fortune that's been waiting for you all along. The journey to wealth often begins with a single discerning glance. Imagine, for a moment, holding a piece of history in your hand, a seemingly ordinary object that holds an extraordinary secret. A secret that could transform your life, unlocking doors to a future you've only dared to dream of. We're not talking about ancient artifacts buried in forgotten tombs, but something far more accessible, something potentially lying dormant in your own coin jar, an heirloom passed down, or even the loose change from your morning coffee. Today, we're diving deep into the captivating world of rare coins, focusing on a particular anomaly, a quiet titan of numismatic value, the 1962 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that, for the discerning collector, isn't just copper and zinc, but a tangible piece of untold fortune, currently commanding an astonishing market value of $734,000. Prepare to have your perception of loose change shattered forever. For decades, the 1962 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny circulated silently, indistinguishable to the untrained eye from its millions of counterparts. It was just another penny, a humble symbol of American commerce. But within a select few of these coins lies a manufacturing marvel, a subtle misstep by the Denver Mint that turned an everyday item into a numismatic legend. The error itself is a testament to the meticulous yet occasionally imperfect process of coin striking, creating a unique fingerprint that sets it apart from the ordinary. This isn't a story of grand design, but of a serendipitous accident, a flaw that became a fortune. Are you beginning to feel that tingle of excitement, that whisper of what if in the back of your mind? Good, because that's exactly where this journey begins. The beauty of this particular error is its subtlety, making it both incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. It's not a glaring mistake, but a nuanced variation, a specific doubling or anomaly that only a trained eye, or one armed with the right knowledge, can truly identify. Think of it like finding a masterpiece hidden in plain sight, camouflaged by its very commonness. Many have unknowingly spent or discarded these treasures, oblivious to the immense wealth they were letting slip through their fingers. The fear of missing out, of having held such a prize and not recognized its true worth, is a powerful motivator. But today, we're equipping you with the knowledge to conquer that fear, to turn potential regret into undeniable triumph. The market for such anomalies is fiercely competitive, driven by a global network of eager collectors and investors who understand the profound significance of owning such a piece of history. So, before you decide to use that next penny to play a round of heads or tails, for who does the dishes, maybe take a closer look. You never know. That decision could literally cost you a new luxury car or a yacht. The anatomy of a rarity now, let's delve into the specifics. What exactly are we looking for when we examine a 1962 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny for this extraordinary error? We're talking about a distinct anomaly in the die strike, a double die error that manifests itself in a noticeable duplication of certain elements of the coin's design. This isn't just a faint shadow. It's a clear, though often small, shift in the impression, most commonly seen in the lettering, the date, or even Lincoln's profile. Each error has its own unique characteristics, and while we won't reveal every single detail here, that's for your personal discovery and expert consultation. Understanding the fundamental principle of a double die is your first crucial step. The exhilaration of discovery, of finally seeing that subtle but undeniable anomaly, is a feeling that few experiences can match. The demand for these error coins is not merely academic. It's a vibrant, aggressive marketplace where collectors vie for the opportunity to add such a significant piece to their portfolios. The current market valuation of $734,000 for a prime example of this 1962 D-era penny isn't a theoretical figure. It's a testament to confirmed sales, to real-world transactions where serious investors have recognized and acted upon the immense value presented by this rare coin. This isn't a fleeting trend. It's a sustained demand driven by scarcity, historical significance, and the sheer allure of owning something truly unique. We're talking about tangible wealth, ready to be unlocked. Ever wondered if your grandparents' old coin collection held more than just sentimental value? Perhaps it's time to find out. The path to discovering and liquidating such a treasure isn't fraught with peril. It's paved with informed action and expert guidance. The first step, naturally, is careful examination of any 1962 D-Mint Mark pennies you may possess. Use a magnifying glass, train your eye, and look for those telltale signs of doubling. If you suspect you have a contender, the next, and perhaps most critical step is professional authentication and grading. Reputable numismatic experts and grading services are the gatekeepers to validating your discovery, providing the certification that transforms a hopeful suspicion into a verifiable, market-ready asset. This isn't a DIY project for selling online. This is about maximizing your investment and ensuring you receive every penny, pun intended, of its staggering worth. The journey from discovery to sale is an exciting one, culminating in the potential for a life-altering financial windfall. Imagine the possibilities that $734,000 could open up for you. Financial freedom, securing your family's future, pursuing long-held dreams, or simply enjoying the luxurious lifestyle you deserve. This isn't just about a coin. It's about the transformation it can bring to your life. The urgency to act, to examine your own potential treasures, is palpable. These coins aren't becoming more common. They're becoming rarer as they find their way into secure collections. The window of opportunity to discover one in circulation, or in a forgotten stash, closes a little more each day. The hunt for the 1962 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny with its extraordinary error is on. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take a closer look at your change, examine those old collections, and embark on a journey that could lead you to unexpected wealth. The future you've envisioned, the lifestyle you desire, might just be a rare penny away. Start your search today. Your financial destiny could be waiting. The metal jingling in your cup holder or gathering dust in that old glass jar isn't just spare change. For the informed few, it is a ticket to a life of absolute financial freedom. Imagine for a moment that a single copper disc, smaller than a button, could command the same price as a luxury estate or a fleet of Italian supercars. We are talking about the legendary 1964 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin that shouldn't exist in the form that collectors crave, yet one that has recently shattered market expectations with a valuation of $732,000. Most people walk past a fortune every single day because they haven't been trained to see it, but today you are joining the ranks of the elite hunters. This isn't just about numismatics. It's about the thrill of the find and the urgency of securing a legacy that most people only dream of achieving. You might be wondering why a common penny from the 60s would be worth more than a decade of high-level salary. The fear for most people is that they've already spent their fortune on a pack of gum or a newspaper decades ago. But the excitement lies in the fact that these treasures are still circulating in the vast, untapped hordes of the American public. In 1964, the United States was in the midst of a massive coin shortage, and the mint made the radical decision to remove mint marks to discourage hoarding. This created a sea of plain pennies, but among those billions of standard strikes hides a miraculous error, a specimen or special strike that was never intended for a pedestrian's pocket. When you hold a 1964 penny with no mint mark, you aren't just holding copper. You might be holding a prototype of perfection that managed to escape the high-security walls of the U.S. Mint. Now, take a deep breath and look at your hands. Are they shaking yet? They should be, because the difference between a 1-cent coin and a 7-figure retirement is often invisible to the naked eye. Have you ever noticed how some coins just seem to glow with a mirror-like finish, even when they're decades old? That's your first clue. While the world is busy worrying about the stock market or real estate bubbles, the rare coin market is exploding with a silent, aggressive demand. Investors are pivoting toward tangible assets that have a proven track record of astronomical returns. The 1964 Special Strike is the great white whale of the coin world, and because so few people know exactly what to look for, the window of opportunity to find one before the rest of the world catches on is closing fast. Let's address the elephant in the room. Why would someone pay $732,000 for a penny? Is it made of alien technology? Sadly, no, but it represents something even rarer. A moment in American history where the rules were broken. These high-value errors often feature double dies or sharp strikes, where the image of Abraham Lincoln looks so crisp, he might just start reciting the Gettysburg Address right there in your palm. The urgency here cannot be overstated. As more wealthy investors enter the fray, the scarcity of these coins drives the price higher every single month. If you wait until next year to check your collection, you might find that the coin you own has tripled in value, or worse, that someone else has already claimed the bounty that was rightfully yours. Connecting the dots between a humble jar of coins and a lifestyle of private jets and coastal villas requires a shift in perspective. You have to stop seeing currency and start seeing pieces of the pie. The 1964 no-mint mark error is currently the most hunted prize in the United States because it represents the ultimate underdog story, a common object transformed into a king's ransom by a simple twist of fate at the Philadelphia Mint. Every time you pass a coin star or a vintage shop, you should feel that pull of adrenaline. Are you going to be the person who finds the ghost penny? Or are you going to let a $732,000 mistake slip through your fingers because you were too busy looking at your phone? The market for these rarities is not just healthy, it is voracious. There is a line of billionaires waiting to cut a check for the next authenticated 1964 rarity that hits the auction block. This is a positive, high-energy gold rush happening right under our noses, and the best part is that you don't need a shovel. You just need a magnifying glass and the courage to believe that your life can change in a single afternoon. This isn't just pocket change anymore. It is the seed of a dynasty. The demand is at an all-time high, the historical significance is unmatched, and the wealth is sitting there, waiting for someone with the authority and the insight to claim it. As we move toward the pinnacle of this journey, remember that the elite collectors who drive these prices to $732,000 and beyond aren't looking for almost or maybe. They are looking for the definitive 1964 error that defies the odds. If you find a penny that looks too good to be true with a strike so deep it feels like art, do not spend it. Do not clean it. Hold it with the reverence it deserves, because you are holding the physical manifestation of the American dream. The hunt is on, the stakes are astronomical, and the reward is a life where money is no longer a concern, but a tool for your absolute enjoyment. Your legacy is waiting in the palms of your hands. Go find it. What if one of those pennies was secretly worth more than $753,000? Not a stock tip. Not crypto. A penny. 1 cent. The kind most people leave behind at the checkout counter. And tonight, we're talking about one of the most mysterious and powerful examples of hidden American wealth. The 1971 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin error so rare, so aggressively hunted, that when it surfaces, it stops collectors in their tracks. This story matters because it exposes a quiet truth most people never realize until it's too late. Wealth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it whispers, and sometimes it hides in plain sight for decades, waiting for the right person to recognize it. If you're between 30 and 65, living in the United States, and you've ever thought about selling old coins, upgrading your lifestyle, or securing a more powerful financial future, this story is for you. Because the people who win in rare coins aren't lucky. They're informed. Act 1 begins in 1971, a year most Americans associate with change, transition, and uncertainty. The Vietnam War era. Inflation concerns. Shifts in American industry. Behind the scenes, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of Lincoln pennies at its Philadelphia facility. And here's the critical detail most people overlook. Philadelphia pennies traditionally carried no mint mark at all. That absence wasn't a mistake by itself, but during high-volume production runs, especially in years of operational stress, true mint errors were born. Wrong planchets, die misalignments, improper strikes, transitional anomalies that were never meant to leave the mint. Yet some did. And when they did, they quietly entered circulation like wolves in sheep's clothing. Here's where the fear sets in. These coins were spent, used, lost, tossed into jars, dropped into parking meters. Nobody stopped to weigh them. Nobody questioned their strike quality. And with every passing year, the number of undiscovered error specimens shrank. Think about that for a moment. Every decade that passes makes surviving examples exponentially more valuable. That's not hype. That's scarcity economics. And today, when a verified 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny error appears in exceptional condition, the market responds with intensity. Private buyers, elite collectors, auction houses with international reach. The kind of people who don't ask, "Is this expensive?" They ask, "How fast can I secure it?" Now let's interrupt your attention for just a second. Be honest. How many pennies do you think you've touched in your lifetime? Thousands? Tens of thousands? And how many did you actually inspect? Exactly. That casual indifference is the very reason coins like this still surface. The irony is almost funny. A penny that once bought nothing now competes with luxury cars and waterfront property. Not bad for Abraham Lincoln, right? Act 2 is where this story becomes personal and powerful. The reason the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny error commands such staggering attention is not just rarity. It's timing. We are living in an era where tangible assets are in demand like never before. Smart money is flowing into physical, historic, finite items. Coins are portable wealth, private wealth, wealth that doesn't rely on a market staying calm or a server staying online. And collectors in this space aren't emotional buyers, they're strategic. They understand that once these coins are locked into long-term collections, they may not reappear for generations. This is where excitement meets urgency, because unlike new investments, this opportunity doesn't require buying something new. It requires looking again at what you may already own. Old collections passed down from parents, coffee cans in garages, boxes tucked away after a move. These are not clutter. These are question marks. And the difference between clutter and capital is knowledge. The people who discover these high-value error coins don't stumble into wealth by accident. They slow down. They verify. They act. Let's reset your attention with another question. If someone told you there was a 1 in millions chance that an object already in your home could dramatically change your financial story, would you ignore it, or would you check? Because that decision right there is the dividing line between those who spend history and those who sell it. The market value reaching as high as $753,000 for a top-tier, authenticated 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny error didn't happen overnight. It's the result of decades of demand colliding with dwindling supply. Every public sale sets a new benchmark. Every private transaction tightens the market further. And the longer these coins stay hidden, the more powerful they become when they finally emerge. This is why serious collectors move with confidence. They don't wait for permission. They understand that rare coins reward decisiveness. Act 3 is about the moment of choice. Right now, the rare coin market is not slowing down, it's maturing. Information is spreading. Authentication standards are tightening. And once the remaining undiscovered coins are found, graded, and absorbed into private collections, the door closes. Not gradually, firmly. That's why the smartest moves happen before headlines, not after them. Fear here isn't negative. It's productive. It's the fear of missing what others quietly capitalize on. This isn't about fantasy. It's about preparation, about recognizing that wealth often comes disguised as something familiar and underestimated. The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny error represents more than money. It represents awareness. The willingness to pause while others rush, to inspect while others assume, to ask a better question while others look away. If you've ever imagined a life with more freedom, more security, and more control over your financial future, understand this. Opportunities like this don't shout. They wait. And when the market finally realizes how few of these coins remain, the people who acted early won't be explaining themselves. They'll be enjoying the results. So the next time you see an old penny, don't see spare change. See potential. See history. See leverage. Because somewhere in America, right now, someone is unknowingly holding a coin that collectors would fiercely compete to own. And with the right knowledge, the next person to discover one could be you. Imagine a secret hidden in plain sight, a treasure overlooked by millions, yet holding the power to transform lives. Tonight, we embark on a journey into the heart of numismatic mystery, a quest for a fortune that could be sitting in your very own coin jar. Prepare to uncover the astonishing truth behind the 1967 Lincoln penny, a coin that defied all expectations and shattered the records of wealth. This isn't just about a rare coin. It's about a rare opportunity, a chance to unlock a future you've only dreamed of. Do you dare to discover if you hold this extraordinary relic? For decades, the numismatic world believed that all coins minted in 1967 bore a distinct mark, a symbol of their origin. But what if I told you that a select few, a minuscule fraction of that year's production, slipped through the cracks silent and unmarked? These aren't just errors. They are anomalies, whispers of a monumental oversight that birthed a legend. a legend that today commands prices that will make your jaw drop and your heart race. Imagine the thrill, the sheer exhilaration of discovering you possess one of these elusive treasures. It's not just an investment, it's an inheritance, a legacy waiting to be claimed. The 1967 Lincoln penny, a seemingly ordinary copper disc, harbors an extraordinary secret. The absence of a mint mark, that small, unassuming letter indicating its origin, transforms this humble coin into a king's ransom. This isn't a mere imperfection. It's a defiant act of rarity, a testament to a moment in history when the conventional rules of minting were momentarily suspended. We're talking about a coin so scarce, so highly sought after, that its value has skyrocketed into the realm of the truly astonishing. Would you rather have 1,000 ordinary pennies, or one that could buy you a lifetime of freedom? The choice, my friends, is undeniably clear. Numbers that redefine what's possible. The current market value for a top-grade 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? A breathtaking, life-altering $754,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. Nearly $750,000 for a coin you might have dismissed as pocket change. This isn't a fantasy. It's a verifiable fact, a testament to the immense demand and scarcity of this particular era. Imagine the freedom, the luxury, the experiences that amount of wealth could unlock. A new home? World travel? A comfortable, worry-free retirement? The possibilities are as limitless as your ambition. The question isn't, can you find it? It's, are you ready for what happens when you do? Time is of the essence. As more collectors become aware of this phenomenal opportunity, the competition intensifies. The demand for this elusive penny is at an all-time high, driven by discerning collectors and shrewd investors who understand its monumental potential. Every day that passes is a day you might be overlooking a fortune. Are you willing to let this extraordinary chance slip through your fingers? Or will you seize the moment, embark on the search, and potentially uncover the key to a wealthier future? The thrill of the hunt is undeniable, but the reward, my friends, is simply unparalleled. This isn't just about finding a coin, it's about recognizing destiny. So, how do you join the ranks of those who have transformed their lives through numismatic discovery? It begins with a simple act: searching. Open your old coin jars, meticulously examine those forgotten collections, and scrutinize every 1967 Lincoln penny you encounter. Look for that crucial absence, that missing mint mark that signifies an extraordinary find. But don't just search. Search with purpose, with the knowledge that you are seeking a legitimate, highly coveted asset. This is your moment, your chance to rewrite your financial story. Imagine yourself confidently presenting your discovery to an eager buyer, knowing you've just unlocked a life of abundance. The path to a wealthier, more fulfilling life often begins with a single, unassuming coin. Are you ready to claim your destiny? The 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a beacon of hope, a tangible symbol of what's possible when you open your eyes to the hidden treasures around you. Your journey to extraordinary wealth starts now. Collectors would compete fiercely to own it, because that ordinary-looking coin could be worth up to $753,000. Not because it's flashy, not because it was advertised, but because it carries a rare and powerful secret. This is the story of the 1977 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin era wrapped in history, scarcity, and opportunity. And if you're watching this right now, there's a reason. This isn't just about a coin. It's about awareness. It's about timing. And it's about the uncomfortable truth that life-changing value often hides in places most people never think to look. If you're between 30 and 65, living in the United States, and you've ever saved old coins, inherited a collection, or dreamed about turning overlooked assets into serious wealth, then what you're about to hear could change the way you see every penny you touch. Act 1 begins in 1977, a year that felt quiet on the surface but was anything but ordinary behind the scenes. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was producing massive quantities of Lincoln pennies, and as tradition dictated, Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark. That absence was normal, but what happened during high-speed production was anything but. When pressure is high and volume is massive, errors slip through. Not common mistakes, but rare anomalies. Incorrect planchets, unusual metal compositions, die irregularities, striking distortions. Coins that should have been caught. Coins that should have been destroyed. But some weren't. They escaped. Here's where the tension tightens. These 1977 no-mint mark pennies didn't enter the world as collectibles. They entered as change. Spent on groceries. Dropped into tip jars. Tossed into glove compartments. And every time one was spent without a second glance, something remarkable happened. The supply quietly shrank. That's the part most people miss. Scarcity doesn't announce itself. It accumulates. Slowly. Relentlessly. And decades later, when a verified high-grade 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny error surfaces, the market doesn't hesitate. Serious collectors lean in. Auction houses light up. Private buyers move quickly because they know they're not just buying a coin, they're securing a disappearing piece of American history. Now let's interrupt your attention for a moment. Be honest, how many pennies do you think you've passed through your hands without looking at the date? Thousands? Tens of thousands? And isn't it ironic that the smallest denomination in your pocket could be the one with the biggest potential upside? Almost funny. Until it's not. Until you realize someone else checked. And you didn't. Act 2 is where this story becomes personal. The reason the 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny error commands such intense demand today isn't hype. It's logic. We're living in a time where experienced investors are gravitating back to tangible assets. Coins are private wealth, portable wealth, assets with a fixed supply and a documented history. And the people buying these coins aren't guessing. They're preserving capital, building legacy, and positioning themselves ahead of the crowd. This is where excitement meets urgency. Because unlike many opportunities, this one doesn't require you to go out and buy something risky or unfamiliar. It requires you to re-examine what you already own. Old jars, family collections, boxes tucked away after a move. These aren't clutter, they're possibilities. And the difference between a forgotten penny and a six-figure asset is knowledge, attention, and the willingness to pause when others rush. Let's reset your focus again with a simple question. If there were even a small chance that something already in your home could dramatically change your financial future, would you really want to ignore it? Or would you want to know just to be sure? Because that single decision is the line between regret and relief. The reported market values approaching $753,000 didn't happen overnight. They are the result of years of tightening supply, increasing demand, and growing awareness among elite collectors. Each authenticated example strengthens the market. Each private sale reduces availability. And as more of these coins disappear into long-term collections, the remaining undiscovered pieces become even more powerful. This is why seasoned buyers move with confidence. They understand that hesitation doesn't protect you, it costs you. Act 3 is about now. Right now. The rare coin market is evolving quickly. Information is spreading. Authentication is improving. And the window for discovering untouched, high-value error coins is narrowing. Not dramatically, quietly. And that's what makes this moment so important. Fear here isn't negative. It's useful. It's the fear of realizing too late that opportunity passed through your hands unnoticed. The 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny error represents something bigger than money. It represents awareness, the discipline to look closer, the patience to verify, the confidence to act before the crowd catches on. History has always rewarded those who pay attention while others dismiss what seems ordinary, so the next time you see a penny, don't see 1 cent. See potential. See history. See leverage. Because somewhere in America right now, someone is unknowingly holding a coin collectors would fiercely compete to own. And with the right awareness, the next person to discover one could be you. Because this ordinary-looking coin, a 1976 D-mint Mark Lincoln penny error, has been associated with market values reaching as high as $765,000. That's not a typo. And the most dangerous part? Most people who've owned one never realized what they were holding until it was long gone. This is not just a coin story. This is a wealth awareness story. And if you're between 30 and 65, living in the United States, thinking about selling old coins, upgrading your financial life, or stepping into a more powerful, independent lifestyle, what you're about to hear deserves your full attention. Because rare coin wealth doesn't reward the loud. It rewards the informed. Act 1 begins in 1976, one of the most symbolic years in American history. The bicentennial era. Red, white, and blue everywhere. Patriotism high. The U.S. Mint working at full speed to meet demand. And in Denver, marked by the D Mint mark, millions of Lincoln pennies were struck and released into circulation. High volume, high pressure, tight deadlines. And whenever those conditions exist, something else tends to appear quietly alongside them: errors. Not flaws, not defects, unrepeatable anomalies that were never meant to exist outside the mint walls. Here's where the tension begins to build. During this period, certain 1976 D Lincoln pennies were struck with rare minting irregularities, wrong planchets, abnormal weights, striking distortions, die anomalies, details so subtle that only a trained or curious eye would ever notice. These coins slipped into circulation unnoticed, blending in perfectly with everyday change. And while America celebrated 200 years of independence, history quietly scattered future fortunes across kitchen tables and cash registers. Now pause for a moment and let the fear sink in. These pennies were spent over and over. Gas stations, candy bars, parking meters, and every time one changed hands without being recognized, the population of undiscovered examples shrank. That's not speculation. That's math. Scarcity increases value. And decades later, when a verified high-grade 1976 D Lincoln penny error surfaces, the reaction is immediate. Collectors don't hesitate. Auction houses don't whisper. Private buyers step forward with confidence because they understand one thing very clearly. No more of these will ever be made. Quick pattern interrupt, be honest. When was the last time a penny made you stop and think, this could change my life? Exactly. That assumption that pennies are worthless is precisely why this market still rewards those who pay attention. It's almost humorous when you think about it. A coin that once bought absolutely nothing now competes with luxury vehicles and prime real estate. Lincoln really is still working, isn't he? Act 2 is where the story shifts from history to opportunity. The reason the 1976 D Mint mark Lincoln penny error is in such high demand today goes beyond rarity. It's about timing. We are in an era where tangible assets are being rediscovered by smart money. Coins are portable wealth, private wealth, assets with no counterparty risk and a finite supply. And elite collectors, many of them building generational wealth, are actively competing for the best examples available. This is where excitement enters the picture, because unlike many investments, this opportunity doesn't require you to buy something new. It requires you to re-examine what you may already have. Old coin jars, inherited collections, boxes that followed you through multiple moves. These aren't leftovers. They're unopened chapters. And the difference between a forgotten penny and a six-figure asset is often a scale, a magnifier, and the willingness to ask better questions. Let's reset your attention again. If someone told you there was a slim, but very real, chance that an object already in your home could dramatically shift your financial story, would you brush it off? Or would you check? Because that moment of choice is where outcomes diverge. One path leads to, I used to have those. The other leads to, I'm glad I looked. The market value figures approaching $765,000 didn't appear out of thin air. They are the result of years of collector demand colliding with extreme scarcity and top-tier condition. Each discovery fuels urgency. Each sale tightens the market. And as more of these coins are authenticated and absorbed into long-term collections, availability shrinks even further. Serious buyers understand this cycle well. That's why they move decisively, not emotionally. Act 3 is about now. Right now. The rare coin market is not waiting for permission to grow. It's already doing it. Awareness is spreading. Standards are tightening. And the remaining undiscovered examples of high-value error coins are disappearing quietly into vaults and collections. This is why hesitation carries a cost. Not because opportunity vanishes loudly, but because it closes silently. This isn't about chasing hype. It's about recognizing patterns. History shows us again and again that extraordinary value often hides inside ordinary objects. The 1976 D. Lincoln penny error is a perfect example of that principle. It represents more than money. It represents awareness, patience, and the confidence to act before the crowd catches on. If you've ever envisioned a future with more freedom, more security, and more control over your financial life, understand this. Opportunities like this don't announce themselves with fanfare. They wait for someone prepared enough to notice. And when the last of these coins is found and locked away, the people who acted early won't be explaining themselves. They'll be living differently. So the next time you see a penny, don't dismiss it. Look again. Because somewhere in the United States, right now, a single 1976 D. Lincoln penny is quietly holding a story worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the only question that matters is whether the person who finds it recognizes what they're holding in time.